my Christmas Tag Tuesday. The weeks have flown by so fast. I've absolutely loved having everybody following along, liking the videos, leaving comments below. I really appreciate all your support and the comments that you leave. And welcome to all the new subscribers that I've had over the last few weeks too. It's wonderful to see that happen when people follow along and subscribe to my channel. So this week the tags are all about getting things done quickly. So I'm just wondering how many there are of you that haven't made your Christmas tags yet. I'm hoping that what I show you today will have you cranking out those Christmas tags in no time at all. So you can see I've got a whole heap of tags here already cut. Now you don't have to cut this many. I'm not going to make this many tags on camera for you. I just wanted to have some options prepped and ready. So while we were watching TV the other night, I just ran a whole heap of these through on my die cutting machine. I've used the all-purpose tags because there are so many different options and I can cut a lot of these out all in one go. And there is a tag topper that's specific to this set. So you can see it's a double hole, so it fits with this one here and also this one here and the circle as well. So that is done. I've got a little bowl of those off to the side, so they're ready to go, and I can always cut more if I need them. I just find that these little tag topper elements finish off the front and the back of the tag really nicely. And I've also brought in my buildable tags. Now this set has retired from the core catalogue, but currently it still is available on the website to order. I used this set in my last video for week 7 and I really think it's a staple. So if you haven't got this already, I will leave links to this and everything else that I've used today in the description below so you can check this out. It's definitely a keeper, this set. And this one has tag toppers as well. So there's a rounded rectangle that fits with this one here, and there's a circle which fits with this shape here. Also the smaller tags correspond with that as well. The circle goes on this rounded tag and this tag topper will fit on top of this smaller one. I've just kept those out in a little lid on my desk in case I need to cut any more. You can see I've got quite a few cut here and I've gone through my stash as well. I keep these in little containers. So I'm just going to set this aside because you can see I probably don't need to cut any more tags. And I'm going to get into the very first treatment that I'm going to do for these. As I said before, you don't need to do this step at all because what I'm going to do for these quick and simple tags is bring in some stickers. Now this is a sticker sheet from the retired Comfort and Joy Christmas set, and it's got a lot of lovely gold elements on here. They will coordinate really well with these colours. I've got white, scarlet, toffee, pine and sage, and I love all of these little gold pieces and the swirls, and I'm going to use up a lot of these stickers to go onto my tags. Now obviously a December to Remember, Home for the Holidays being the two main word art pieces here, they're not really going to fit with the tags, so I'm going to keep these and use them on my Days of December book, which I'm doing with the creative design team. With the sketchbook, there's a whole heap of options for a 6x8 project, and you will have seen some of the videos going up about that. I'll leave a link to the playlist for that below and the details about it. And I'm using the 4 Seasons winter packet, but these two colors will work really well with that collection, and I'll probably use these tag elements in that project as well rather than putting them on Christmas tags. These ones here I think I can work into the tags, the swirls, the border strip, all these things. I'm going to try and use most of these and use up pretty much all of this sticker set. So you can go straight to putting these onto the tags and make it really quick and simple, and I'm going to go through all the ones that I'm going to create with this, but I can't help myself and I want to zhuzh things up just a little bit. So I'm going to bring in the metallic paint markers. I'm going to use the 4mm one and the gold because the gold obviously works really well with this sticker collection. And each tag I'm going to do a couple of treatments to. I'm going to go around the outside of this. So this needs a good shake before you start. And then I'm just going to make sure that it's all working. And then I'm just going to follow around the edges. And I've started with the hardest shape first, obviously. I'm going to move this white piece away for the moment so that you can see. But how cool does this look around the edge of the tag? And this is another thing that you could do in front of the TV while you're watching a Christmas movie. And just have this little touch added to the tags. I really like how this works. Using this big chisel tip, I'm able to get around all of those corners and just add that little bit of gold. And I'm going to do that with all of these shapes. It doesn't take as long to do the straight edge pieces because you can just run it along. The trickiest one to do is this heart and this scallop edge die as well. That one is a little bit trickier to do. But because this all goes the same way, it's faster to do than the heart. The heart I had to take a little bit more care with because I had to keep turning the shape. This doesn't have to be totally perfect. They are handmade tags, so you don't need to make sure that every piece of this has the exact width. But the gold looks good on all of these colours. The other step that you don't have to do is double back these, but I quite like having a double tag. It gives it a little bit more stability, and I'm going to double tag these with white. I'll just show you what you could do if you wanted to make it really quick and easy. You could use the 0.7mm pen and just quickly write to, I should have checked this, there we go. Sometimes you just need to scribble off onto a scrap piece of paper just to make sure that the paint is flowing properly. But you could do that, and then this tag would be done and ready for the sticker. But as always, I want to give you some extra treatments to these in case you've got a little bit more time, and also as a reference for next year. I think these metallic paint markers are the best metallic pens I've ever used. There's 3 in the box, so the 3 different tips on these. It gives you great variety for all sorts of different projects. So you can see I've brought in my splatter box here, my spray box, which is just a close to my heart pizza box. I've got another piece of cardboard that is actually cut off one of these boxes at the back here, just to protect this side of my surface. And this is just another optional extra that you can do if you want to jazz these up a little bit. And this is why I've got a bit of a production line going. Where I've gone in off the edges here, where I've messed up a little bit doing the pen work around the outside, I'm not worried about those because I'm going to be putting stickers onto these. So I'm bringing in the watercolours. These are Starry Colours from the Xuretake range, and I'm going to use a gold and a white for this. And I've picked the gold, and I've picked what shade gold I want by holding my stickers up next to it, and I think this colour here is going to suit this sticker best, this metallic look. I've got my fan brush, and I'm just dipping that into some water and mixing that in. The alternative with doing that, I could just use my spray bottle and just spray a little bit of water in that. I'll do that for the next step. And then I'm just going to splatter these around onto the tags. It's just going to add that little bit of an extra touch with the stickers. And you can put as much or as little of this on as you like. And I'm also going to do some white as well. So this time I'm just going to spray the water into the paint well here, and I've got another fan brush, so I have 2 of these now, and I'm going to add that to these tags as well. So you can see that that just adds a lovely look, and I need to set these aside to dry a little bit. But as I said before, you can totally skip this step and just go straight into the next part of the video. I've got my tags all ready to go here. I've put a white backing on all of the larger ones. These ones here, the smaller ones, I've just kept those single-sided. If I want to do layers on these to dress them up a bit more, they're ready to go as well, with all the treatments done with the gold around the outside, with the paint markers, and the splattering with the white and gold watercolours. All of these large ones I've actually backed with the white, and I just wanted to show you, I've done some stamping on the back. You don't need to do this for quick tags, as I showed you before with the paint marker. You can just quickly write to and from on them. These sets here, I haven't really used that much during the course of the 8 weeks of Tuesday tags, but these are from the To and From collection that is currently on special right now up until the end of December. You can buy these in a bundle all on their own. They're actually 3 different stamp sets, and they're from the Funny collection. You can buy them individually as a bundle or with all the other ones all together as one big bundle. They really are a lot of fun. So you're impossible to shop for, but I gave it a try. I know exactly where this tag's going to go. So now it's time for the fun part. I'm just going to sort these out into shapes, and I have a little bit of an idea of what I'm going to do with these. So these swirls, these stickers here, I think would look lovely going across an ornament. So I'm putting that onto the ornament, turning this over, getting my micro tip non-stick scissors, and I'm just simply trimming the edge off. And this is all I have to do for this tag. Whoops. And that's all I have to do for this tag, and that one is done. I just need to put the topper and the string on. But how effective does that look? I'm just going to move this along a bit so the sticker sheet is in full view. I'm going to do exactly the same for another one of these. And I'm just going to put this one, I think I like the swirl part, this part here going up the top. So I'm just putting that onto, I like to call this one the bauble tag, especially at this time of year. And then I just need to trim off the little sticker overhang pieces. And that one is done. This cute little border here, I'm going to put simply across the middle of this bauble. Oh, I'm getting stickers stuck to myself and everything. So I've got an edge here, an edge here. Just take that off, turn that over and trim this piece off. And then I'm going to repeat the process on these tags as well. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to explain why I actually have a whole sticker sheet of these left over. I create workshop kits for my workshops and mail and make kits, and I don't always use the sticker sheet because obviously if I'm doing that, I would need to buy multiple packs so that everybody got the same sticker. So I tend to use the papers and do some Cricut cut files with the SVG collections, and that way I can do multiple kits out of just a couple of pieces of the pattern paper. And then I sometimes get left with the sticker sheet, which I then have to repurpose for something else or use on my own pages. But this one here, I just forgot about, and I found it as I was going through all of my things. Just seeing where this one will fit. So this one here, I found it as I was having a bit of a sort, and I thought it would be perfect for making some very quick and simple tags. If you don't have a whole entire set of a sticker sheet left over from what you've been working with, you can use what's left to create some gorgeous tags. You can even look at your Picture My Life cards or pocket cards and use some of those elements as well to dress up these sorts of tags. So you can see this is all coming together quite nicely and quite quickly. Now I've got this little tree here and he doesn't have a white background, so I'm actually going to put him onto this white tag here because he will get lost if I put him on one of the other elements. And the same might be said for this one, so I'm just going to have a little look as to what tag would work best with this tree. So I'm deciding definitely not the red and not the pine because that gets lost, but I quite like the green on green with this. So I'm just going to put that one there. And I need to just keep going and peeling the stickers off. Some of them will have just a piece off to the side, And I think before I stick that one down, I'm going to get this border strip and start putting that along the bottom of some of these tags, and that will give the poinsettia somewhere to sit. So I think I'll do that on this pine one and do some more trimming and keep going in this fashion. And I'm really quite loving how this is coming together so quickly and so easily. I think the thing to remember when you're doing something like this is to not overthink it. Just go with it, start putting the stickers on, and it will all work out in the end. So where's that poinsettia I had before? I'm going to put this on the green one, and if I wanted to add some dimension to this, I can bring in some leftover fun foam. I'm just trimming this down a little bit so that it will fit, and that's going to give a little bit of dimension to this sticker. I quite like how that looks. So then all I need to do is put a little bit of glue onto the fun foam. Now you don't have to put the foam tape. So what I'm showing you today for quick tags, there are steps that you could leave out for this. You could leave out the gold edging that I did around all of the tags. You could leave out all the splatters that I put in the background. You could leave out double tagging these and backing them with white. So there's a lot of things that you could do to make this a lot quicker to put together. So now I'm going to use the word joy, and I just want to grab this poinsettia here to put in the background because I think these colour tones will all work really well. And I love hanging things off the edge of the tags so that you trim them off. It just seems, to me, it just seems to bring everything together. Now I'm not adhering this joy and pressing it down too much at this stage because I want to make sure that I have left enough room, and I need to come in a little bit and bring those in. And I'm just eyeballing these. Actually, these are quite easy to line up because they've got these little notches in the middle of the letter. So that makes it a little bit easier. And then I'll just trim off edges of this section. So with the magic of video, I have put most of these together. I've added some tag toppers on these. I want to show you how I thread a couple of those and to do a couple of finishing touches just to make everything look nice and cohesive. I've actually made 19 tags from one sticker sheet. I've got a few little leftover pieces. As I said before, I'm going to save these to put into my Days of December album. And I've also got quite a few of these left. I ended up not putting these onto the tags too much, but I'm going to keep these for my Days of December album as well for that project. And it's really good when you're doing a process like this and you have the tags out, you have your die cutting machine out, you've cut them all. Just when you're doing the splatters, put some extra things in there and you've got some pieces all ready to go for other projects. So the couple of things that I wanted to show you, this tag here, I didn't really end up with any stickers left. These little star bursts and the silent night didn't quite work with this strip I've got going across here. So there was a 25 sticker here. I've attached that to one of these strips and I'm going to put this together. And when I put that on there, it was a little bit flat. So I brought in, not that one, I brought in my 0.7mm Spectrum Noir metallic paint marker, and I've gone around this edge of the sticker here. I've drawn a line across there. I've even gone on the inside section of this hole because this sticker did have a little hole punched out of it, and then I went on the outside piece to make it cohesive. So because this hole is quite a bit smaller than the other holes, I'm actually going to use a needle. I can't get my crochet hook through on this one, so I've just doubled this over. I'm going to come from the back first, and then I'm going to ease it through this hole here. So you just need to do a little bit of wiggling. I don't want to rip anything, so I'm hoping I can get this through if I hold my mouth the right way. There we go. I can pull that off and then do the stock standard easy thread through. I just need to pull those through from the back. And I quite like how that one swings and it finishes off that tag. I don't need to put any other sticker or embellishment on here. And when we're talking about stickers, I briefly spoke about it before with leftover stickers if you don't have a whole sheet. This would be a really fun project to do with the kids. You could buy sticker sheets of Christmas stickers from a store, and then you can get them to help you cut out and wind through with your die cutting machine all the tags, and then let them go to town putting the stickers on. They can collage them on there and trim off the edges and really get them involved in the tag making. Now with this one here, this is a double piece. So what I've done with this, I've used my needle again. Because this is a double hole, I'm basically going to put it through at the front, come up from the back, and then I'm going to cheat a little bit because these are quick tags. I'm not tying bows. I just want to make these quick and simple to do. So I'm doing a double knot to secure that part there. And then I am just going to tie a knot in the top. So that's that one done. Now the other tip, if you're going to go and put the gold marker around the edges and you put stickers on and you cut them off, it's a good idea to finish that piece off. And I don't need to go around the whole entire piece. I'm just going to finish off the outside piece where the stickers are. And I know you can't really see that on camera, but it does finish it off and make everything cohesive. I've done that treatment to all of these because when I stuck these stickers down, and especially where there was a lot of white edge, it really showed that the gold went around here and then stopped and then continued. So I've gone around just where the stickers overhang to finish those off. The other tag I was left with was this one here that's underneath. I didn't have another sticker to put on that, and rather than waste it, I thought I would double tag it with this one to dress this up quite a bit. So I'm hoping that all the shimmer and shine, this one I've double tagged as well. You saw me just put the remnants of that little bit of the border strip on this narrower tag. So I've double tagged that one to put it here, and I've attached the little word sentiments as well onto the tags to finish them off. If you don't have the watercolours that have got the gold pigment and the sparkle and the white with the sparkle in them, you can definitely use the gloss sprays and unscrew them and tap them, and you will get the same sort of effect. I just find that it's quicker to use the fan brush and the watercolours to get a whole heap done at once, and I tend to have more control over where the pieces land. And you can see that on the Toffee, it shines really beautifully. The pine, the same, and using the white with that brings out the white in these stickers with the poinsettias as well. So there's 19 tags, really quick to make. You can eliminate some of these processes with the double tagging, the outlining and the splatters, and they will still look gorgeous. But I just wanted to show you how you could zhuzh them up just a little bit, and a couple of hours work and you've got a whole heap of tags done and a sticker sheet pretty much used up. Look in your stash. If you're like me, I do sort all my embellishments, so my Christmas things are all together, and it's easy to pick out stickers from other packs that you may not have used and put them onto tags for Christmas and gifts this year. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in for my Christmas Tag Tuesdays. I've really enjoyed having you along for all of the tags. I should do a count as to how many I have made in total. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday and a happy New Year. As always, happy crafting. Bye for now.